I am woman, I am fearless, I am sexy, I'm divine, I'm unbeatable, I'm creative, honey, you can get it in line.
Well, hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Pel Motlhabani. So, at this point, we all know that whenever Advocate Mngomezulu steps up on that podium and starts to question the witness, there will be an altercation. There will be an altercation between him and the judge. It's like that is always bound to happen. That is always bound to happen. Because like the judge said, whenever he wants to speak, he's going to speak. Whenever he wants to speak, he's going to speak. And he does speak. And that's true. He speaks quite a lot. But on this one particular altercation, we could all see that these arguments are not necessarily the best. They're not good for their health. They're not. They were both raising their voices. And the advocate at some point started clutching his chest. It looked like he was a bit distressed. It didn't look good. It all started when Advocate Mngomezulu was trying to clarify the dates when the accused number one, Muzisibia, was formally charged. When he was formally charged, when he first appeared in court, and when his J50 warrant of arrest was issued. So the witness, Brigadier Gininda, who is currently on the stand, he said the accused was formally charged on the 26th of October. The 26th of October, 2020. And then he made his first appearance on the 27th of October, 2020. But contrary to that, the accused advised his legal counsel, Mngomezulu, that he was formally charged in August. That's what he said. Now again, there's the issue of the 30th of May, 2020, which we heard from the Sergeant Mohola that is when the warrant of arrest was issued for the accused. Yeah, man, this is a lot of dates. There's a lot of dates. The admin that comes with this must be a nightmare. The admin alone. Yeah. So while the witness and the advocate were going back and forth with those dates, trying to get them aligned, the judge, he just went through his stash. You know how he always goes through his stash, and then he whoops out a document which he began to read out loud. And then he was actually saying, this is actually in line with what the witness is saying. So he was agreeing with what Brigadier Gininda was saying. And he wanted the advocate to see it or to read it. But Mngomezulu didn't want to do that because he was saying he wanted to continue or proceed with his line of questioning without the judge interjecting. So at this point, they were both raising their voices, and the advocate started to look distressed. And when someone starts to speak and you see that they are not very, very comfortable, he was obviously looking a little bit distressed. The judge didn't seem to even notice that at that moment. When the man clutched his chest, it was at that point that he should have tried to de-escalate the moment and, take it down a notch. But no, he was like, this witness is being badgered by the advocate. I didn't understand how the witness was being badgered. How was the witness being badgered? The advocate had clearly indicated that the J50 warrant of arrest that he was questioning the witness on was actually introduced for the first time to the court. So he needed to get clarity on it. That doesn't seem like badgering to me. It doesn't seem like badgering when you are asking a question and the answer that you get seems to just barely address what you're asking. It is only expected that you will have follow-up questions. For clarity, you have to have follow-up questions. But Mngomezulu was also intent on standing his ground with his line of questioning. So none of them was backing down. And, at this point, he tried to throw in a request there for an adjournment. But the judge was like, no way, we're not having an adjournment till the next day. So, but guys, the heated arguments in court, Someone might just catch a heart attack, from all of this. This is real. The advocate even ended up hearing some funny sounds, which he thought it was the judge talking. I think the point that Advocate Mngomezulu was trying to make at that time was that the accused number one was issued a J50 warrant of arrest on the 30th of May. And at that time, the police didn't have much linking him to the killing of Meyiwa. It seemed like they were arresting him for something else, but they ended up questioning him for Meyiwa. So Gininda was saying there were reasons for him being questioned about Meyiwa. As soon as he was arrested, there's always a rationale based on their intel as to why they would question the witness like that. So he didn't think it was done sneakishly, as the advocate was almost trying to imply. Yeah, so following the very explosive moment between the judge and Mngomezulu, the advocate, it looks like there were two J50s. It looks like there were two J50s that were issued to accused number one. One was issued on the 30th of May 2020. The other one was issued on the 26th. Remember when we were talking about that argument? It's like at that point the defense was trying to clarify all those many dates when the man was arrested, when he was actually formally charged, when he was when he started appearing in court, when the J50s were issued. It was quite a number of dates there that they were trying to go through. Now it appears that the brigadier is saying the J50 for the Senzo Meyiwa trial was issued on the 26th of October. He formally appeared in court on the 27th of October. Then the other J50 warrant of arrest that was issued on the 30th of May 2020, that one was for the Tembisa matter to do with the drug possession. So it's like there were two J50s there that were issued to this man within months of each other. So, as much as I like sometimes to hear the judge set some things straight and revisit his notes, because he really likes to read, he revisits his notes, he revisits the provisions or whatever, the law books. I like seeing him being able to set the record straight like that. But he ends up explaining the position of the witness a little too much. Like when he now had to explain how he understood the witness on those movements by Sergeant Mohola after they found unlicensed ammunition in the accused number one's shack, from the shack to that hostel where they're going to try to find the firearm. So he went on to break that down to the defense on behalf of the witness, Brigadier Gininda. I mean, if I'm the witness at this point and the judge is explaining like that on my behalf, I'd be happy to go with that version, even if perhaps I wasn't going to explain it quite like that. Now, that is what actually gives Advocate Mngomezulu chest pains, when the witness is now quiet and the judge is clarifying his position on his behalf. That's what gets Mngomezulu arguing. And lastly, the part that I also see as potentially a contentious area with the defense is the provisions that allegedly have to be considered when taking a confession, which Mngomezulu was querying in relation to the contents of the confession. I mean, they've seen the confession. I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. He was adamant to establish if safety measures as outlined by the provision were taken into consideration ahead of taking the confession. The brigadier was not in agreement. At least he was able to articulate his position very well. He wasn't stumbling. He doesn't stumble. I think he's gotten to learn his lines a lot over the years. But then again, I guess at this point they're both going with an understanding that will suit their side of the argument better. I mean, it's only human. You go with the side that will favor you. I'm sure Ratha at some point might just jump in there to give his take on it, or make them read something. But unfortunately, Advocate Mngomezulu requested for the court to take a much longer adjournment so that he can be able to go seek medical attention, because he was saying he's not feeling well. So the court has adjourned till next year, the 22nd of January. So I guess we'll see Brigadier Gininda again next year on the 22nd of January 2024 with Advocate Mngomezulu trying to break down those J50s once more. Well, let me pause here, guys. As always, I'd like to hear from you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your energy. I'll see you again.